Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purplelunarose Tarot and Astrology. So, how is everybody feeling today? I feel like the energy has been very intense. We are going to talk about that Schumann a little bit. I'm going to touch on the astrology for the week. And then, of course, I'm going to read for all 12 signs. This is going to be a lengthy live, guys. When I was preparing, I did not make was not able to make any deals with Spirit today. So uh, definitely plan on sticking around for a while, grab a water, a snack, stretch out, get comfortable, right? So a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. Let me grab my notes real quick. I see everybody was coming in. Welcome, everyone. YouTube, Michelle over on Facebook, Diana, Sherry. I see Sandra on YouTube, Vanessa. Welcome, ladies. Welcome, welcome. All right, so tell me how is everybody feeling today, right? The energy was super intense out there. And we are live streaming, guys, April 16th, 2025. So I'm always a week ahead. Tonight, all 12 signs, we're going to be looking at April 20th through the 26th. It is that energy that week between full moon and Taurus new moon, right? Coming in on the 27th. So I'm going to touch on that astrology, but I really want to touch on the Schumann resonance today. Definitely hitting some unusually high levels. I seen record breaking thumbnails everywhere on YouTube and people making videos about it over on TikTok. It definitely feels like the heartbeat is speeding up, right? That is the energy. Do you guys feel that as well? So, guys, the Schumann is, we've talked about the Schumann a couple of different times, right? And it is a measurement, a tool that scientists use to measure the Earth's energy. And they've definitely been tracking some spikes, some high levels today. Again, record breaking levels. And it's possible that these are due to stronger lightning storms or energy shifts from the sun. Absolutely, definitely. And most experts will tell you that it's normal weather patterns. But some of us see these signs as big shifts in human energy or our emotions, even. So, like stress or excitement. So, regardless whether it's science or symbolism, it's really cool reminder how connected we are to the planet's invisible energy, right? All right, guys. So let's talk about that a little bit, and then of course we'll go and read for all 12 signs. All right, I'm just gonna open Twitch up and make sure we are live streaming over there. Looks like we're good on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, all three. I love it. All right. Santa says, I'm cleaning my kitchen, but I'm listening. I love that. Diana says, I feel out of sorts. I've been dizzy. Dizzy is definitely a sign. Dizzy, lightheadedness. For me, it's like the earth gets mushy. I don't know. It's a weird way to explain it, I guess. Headaches have been on point. I feel like my headaches were more last week, so not too bad today, but definitely feel the intensity of the energy for sure. I did share some information, hopefully some helpful information there on your screen, guys, for how you can best deal with this energy, right? All right, let's get into it. So, what's happening? Again, the Schumann measures the Earth's electromagnetic frequency. I am going to be able to speak English tonight. All right, and it does fluctuate, of course. It does fluctuate due to lightning activity, solar storms, geometric shifts, this type of energy. A spike is usually high hertz levels. So we stay at a baseline of 7.83 hertz. When they see big spikes like this, they can go anywhere from 30 to 40 hertz, and sometimes, like today, higher, right? And I do believe that that is what's happened today. And again, I feel like we feel energies at different time, right? The collective feels energies very close and similar to the same time. But some of us could have felt this energy yesterday, day before yesterday. Some of us may have not felt this energy yet and may not feel it until the next day, right? Now, most people that are either unawake, unaware, um, are not practicing their spiritual practices. they tend to feel the energies when it's happening or later on, right? For those of you that are very disciplined in your spiritual practices, I feel like that could be what causes us to feel these things a little bit early. It's almost like we get a heads up, right? All right, so let's talk about the collective energies or the collective angle of how the Schumann is, impacting us collectively. So collective stress is amplified, right? Emotions are high, irritability is high, heightened sensitivity at this time. Um, I do believe that we're experiencing triggers, purging of old patterns. Anger is resurfacing, or anger is surfacing to be released. I feel like that's an easy one for me. I know that's going to sound funny, but I think it's on my Aries on my chart. That kind of helps me move through all this. Guys, I have Mercury in Aries, which coincidentally, Mercury just moved into Aries. Guys, there's no such thing as a coincidence. We'll talk more about that at the end. Mars in Aries, of course, the Sun in Aries. So a lot of Aries energy. So I feel like I'm used to a lot of this energy. But I feel like, since this is happening for everybody, really, but collectively feeling it strongly, this could be something new if you don't have a lot of Aries strongly placed on your chart. Um, let's see. Let's talk about the reason that we could be feeling this intensity. Guys, these are amplified stress cycles. That's what we're experiencing. So, for example, global tensions like wars, politics, economic strain, these things are already high or at a like an already high level. So anything other than that can definitely be considered like an external trigger, right? And experiencing the Schumann energies definitely could just be like the cherry on top type of energy. It can become very stressful, but it can pull out those pent up energies that are emotions that we've kind of been bearing. So keep that in mind. All right, so here's how to navigate these energies with yourself, with your friends, with your family. Understand that of course, the Schumann impacts everyone, whether you know you're having a spiritual awakening or not. So if you have family and friends around you that maybe are not awake or not aware, they're still experiencing these spikes, right? These energies. You want to focus on grounding at this time. That's really what's going to be the most suggested advice. Nature time is helpful, going out into nature. Of course, doing breath work can be helpful. Limiting your screen and news time is helpful. And guys, I just want to point out, because I got a little bit of lesson in my breath work today. Breath work is not any spiritual practice that you do to be able to cope with stress and keep your stress levels low is not going to remove the problem. And I need to make sure that I say that and I talk about it and that everybody understands that, right? So if you're dealing with some sacral chakra, if you're dealing with some inner child wounds like abandonment and rejection and this type of thing, you can do all of these spiritual practices, right? You can do all of them, but will they actually heal the problem, the root of the problem? No, they don't. And if anybody's telling you they do, they're lying to you. I promise you. What spiritual practices do is they help us keep our stress low, help us stay in our peace as we move through challenging times, right? Now, if we want to actually heal something that's causing us to feel more triggered or causing us to react in a inappropriate way or in a way that's not serving our greater good, we're actually going to have to bring those emotions, those issues to the surface, and you actually have to like dive in, find out the whys, experience the emotion, the feeling, whether it's pain or grief, and you have to actually go through the process of healing and releasing. Remember, there's a step-by-step process for all of this, right? So I just want to make sure that I said that, because I feel like that was coming up a lot for me in my own breath work today, and my own meditations getting ready for tonight's live. It's really important that when you see that the energy, especially of anger, is coming up to the surface, it's going to be a signal as to what do you need to change? What do you need to heal? What do you need to give love to, right? Also, it's going to be important at this time that we validate emotions. People feel what they feel, whether, again, they understand the Schumann resonance or not. So it's going to be important that we prioritize compassionate listening at this time. All right, let me see what else I got. Okay, last thing. Here's where I want to mention Mercury. This actually happened today. Mercury moved into Aries today, and will stay until the first part of May. It does give us a 3-week window to embrace the bold energy. It's going to be an ideal time for you to do some brainstorming, negotiations that require any type of assertiveness. Again, like if you're trying to get a promotion or a raise, breaking through any type of mental blocks with decisive action, Mercury and Aries. It will ignite some urgency and courage. It will propel innovation and direct communication. Be very cautious with your communication for the next 3 weeks. I do feel that the collective will feel a push towards action and authenticity, but we will be navigating some very conflicting energies or challenging energies when people get on our nerves, right? So it's really going to be key that we're trying to stay as balanced as possible in this very fiery transit. All right, guys. So that is the astrology I have. That is the Schumann information that I have for you. I hope it was helpful. I know a lot of times we feel these energies and we're like, man, why is this happening? Is it just happening to me? And that's my whole point of doing PLR, is to show you that you're not alone, that you're having a spiritual awakening. It's just a specific type of spiritual awakening. The reasons why we experience certain energies. And I try to share what I think, for me at least, are some helpful, like I use them, right? I don't just like share them and then I just pull them out of my hat, right? Like these are things that are helping me in the current moment, so I feel that they may help us collectively as well, right? So I hope that that information was helpful. Okay, so I did get a birthday present today, guys. My birthday is tomorrow. I'm gonna be 46 years old. I'm totally trying not to crap my pants about it, but it just feels so weird, like, to say that. I don't feel. Do you guys do that? Like every year your birthday comes and people are like, "Do you feel older?" No, I feel like me. I feel like just regular me. Am I more tired than I remember being in like maybe my 20s? Yeah, absolutely. Right. I need more naps these days. Um, but yeah, so tomorrow's my birthday, guys. So I got a present from Diana. It is a mini sun catcher. So I thought it would be really cool if we opened it together. And guys, I will use timestamps tonight. We'll put them in after the live stream. So if you guys have to come back, watch the replay, just remember they'll be in the description box. Oh, I love you guys too. Sherry said, I'm so glad I found y'all. PLR is what we like to call organic growth. Organic growth. If you're having a spiritual awakening, if you're being called to, share it out there. Excuse me. Some throat chakra there. But if you're being called to share your journey, you definitely have to go slow, right? Only certain people will be drawn to you. And I do feel like it has something to do with the level of, I guess, the speed of your ascension or of your awakening, right? And of course, your purpose as well. So I just feel like if you guys were drawn to me, then just very special people, right? We're just on a very special type of spiritual awakening journey. All right, so let's open mini sun catcher. I started to open it already, and I was like, no, we have to do it on camera, right? It's so much cooler. I love the little bag. It says it is from Scout. And it's a balance sun catcher, it says. Let me know if you guys can hear music in the background. I did put some on today. It's got a little window thingy, right? If I want to stick it on the window. Oh my gosh, Diana, it's beautiful. I'm gonna lay it out here so you guys can see it. Can you see it? I feel like the camera is not doing it justice. It's beautiful. I think I'm actually going to put it in the window. I'd like to see how the crystal does, like with the sunlight. I think that would be super pretty. Thank you, Diana. I love you. All right. Get situated, and we will start with Aries. As always, Aries is always the guinea pig. Guys, I should tell you, I feel like I should say it more often. I get in trouble for not saying it. This is my spiritual awakening. If you're watching PLR, this is my spiritual awakening. I'm not coming out here and telling you guys to do anything. I just learned stuff that I learned, that I'm guided to learn, that spirit shows me, and then I share that information with you. If it helps you, that's great. Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But there is a reason that we do these 12 signs the way that we do them. I do break them up into elements. I read individually, of course, all zodiac signs, all 12. But I break them up between fire, water, earth, and air. So I do them Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, etc., right? I do this for a reason, guys, because I am looking at one, all 12 readings are for me. I should always say that. All 12 readings are for me. I know that does not help my sales, y'all, but I love you. I have to be 100% honest here. All 12 readings are for me. Okay. When I do these readings, this is my healing journey, my spiritual awakening. Spirit expects me to show up here for me to read all 12 signs for my learning, my integration, my understanding of what's happening to me in the moment, right? And I read all 12 signs and I correlate that information with the 12 signs on my birth chart. We all have all 12 signs. You are much more than just your sun sign. You are much more than just your moon sign. You are much more than just your rising. We have all kinds of planets. We have 12 houses that, like a little screenshot of the universe when you were born, right? And that screenshot of the universe holds all the key, all the information that you need to know about your soul's journey in this lifetime. So I correlate all 12 signs with my birth chart. Now, I know you guys are wondering, well, Rosa, how come these readings are for you? But I feel like you're talking to me all the time because we're, again, having the same type of spiritual awakening journey. We're in a collective energy. We're having the same bridging energy, right? Remember the bridging energy when we read for the collective? The bridging energy is the same spiritual lesson at the same time. So that's why my messages sometimes pull at your heartstrings. That's why sometimes you feel like I'm talking directly to you. You're like, oh my God, how does she know that happened to me? I don't. It happened to me. I love y'all. All right. So I just needed to say that. And I'm just saying, if you're having a spiritual awakening and you're being called to share your awakening with others, you're being called to share your awakening with others so that you can shine the light for others, right? Remember when you first started having your awakening and you freaked out and you thought that you were dying or you were going crazy and they were going to have to hurry up and get the straight jacket? Remember all that? So that if you're being called to share your awakening, that's why you're being called. You're not being called to share your awakening so that you can tell other people what to do. I think that's really important. You're not being called to share your awakening so you can come out and be like, oh, I'm perfect. I do no wrong. I'm chosen. um, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I'm not trying to knock the people that do, okay? I don't understand why people brag about like having a spiritual awakening. For me, having a spiritual awakening is like having spirits literally just, you know, kicking my butt on a regular basis. I feel like I have some type of weird, I don't know, like parent that, you know, is very overprotective and bossy, right? Like that's kind of what it feels like. So I don't know why people brag so much or like come out and be like, oh, I know everything and you should follow me and do all this stuff. I don't know, that's not my thing, that's not my route. I feel like since day one I've came out here and let everyone know that um I'm having a spiritual awakening, so welcome to my spiritual awakening, right? All right, let's get started with Aries. I pulled out magical times. I'm going to use, of course, Queen of the Moon at the end. For guidance, I think I'm going to start with the soul's journey for guidance. And then we'll clarify with some regular Rider Waite. Sherry says, we are learning with you. I love that. That's the goal. All right, Aries, let's do 2133. So this is going to be for the week of April 20th through April 26th. Your biggest cosmic influence this week, we have several. We have Mercury in Aries, Venus in Pisces, and Mars in Leo, definitely causing some shakeups up there, Aries. So let's jump in and see what is the main energy of the week for Aries, April 20th through the 27th. All right, we have the nature card coming out. I talked about how important it is to have some nature time, so that's interesting. Sometimes all you need to do is go outside, breathe the fresh air to remember who you are and where you want to be. Challenge or obstacle, we have several because we have the adversity card. It says, see the gifts in challenge. One can be taught within the calm, but the greatest lessons are learned from the storms. Definitely feel like we've been experiencing some storms over here lately. Happiness comes out. This is lesson learned to help you with those challenges or obstacles. It says, immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. And then let's look at the outcome for Aries. We do have a union card coming out. You have seen and unseen allies. Draw upon their strength, join forces with friends, and flourish. Guys, I don't know if I talk about this enough either, but I think it's just a perfect opportunity to bring it up. One, if you're having a spiritual awakening, it's because God had to come save you. Okay, that's about as simple as I can break that down. If you really think about what a spiritual awakening is and you break it all the way down to the little bitty bits, right? It's a breakdown of the mind. You went through something challenging, traumatic, painful, tragic, whatever, right? And it caused a break in the mind. And then you go through what's called, you know, dark night of the soul. These are all labels. Everything has just got so many labels. But you go through this period of dark night through the soul, and then you make a decision. You make a decision. You have conversations with God, and you make a decision, right? And if you've had a spiritual awakening, this has all happened to you, right? And that decision that you make with God is that you're going to stay here, right? And you're going to do whatever it takes to heal and to help others heal. A spiritual awakening is the soul's alignment with the soul's purpose, which is service, right? So that's what's happening. When you're having an awakening, You can be in a collective energy, especially if you're having this type of awakening. Guys, I'm having what they call a twin flame spiritual awakening. Again, not a big fan of the labels. Doesn't have anything to do with the person. It was always, always about my purpose, right? So when you're having that type of awakening, you're in a collective energy. And again, regardless of what type of awakening you're having, there's collective energy. Okay. If you're having twin flame awakening, you're in a twin flame collective. You can, when you're out there in the trenches, because remember, now God saved you. So now you're in God's army and you're healing and you're helping others heal and you're being of service, right? So you can be out there in the trenches and you could feel like, man, I can't take it anymore. I'm barely holding on. I don't know how I'm going to make it through the next seconds, the next moments. And regardless of what's causing you to feel that way, if you ever find yourself in that situation, Aries, here's your go-to. Ready? First, tap into your twin flame energy. That's going to bring you the most power. Second, tap into the collective energy. The collective energy is what's going to bring you the encouragement that you need to be able to push forward. So first, twin flame energy, which you're always connected to, whether you're in physical separation or not. And then collective energy. One is power, one is force. I hope that makes sense. All right, let's pull a little rider weight and let's clarify. Look at that, Aries coming out strong right out the gate. The Emperor, the most powerful card. This is about going out to nature. This is about breath work. This is about how you're going to get control back. This is how you're going to call your power back. Aries, spend some time outdoors this week, April 20th through the 26th. Let's look at those adversities, the challenges. Nine of Cups. Something you want isn't coming. Something you want isn't working out, or you've got something you wanted, Aries, and it could have caused you more challenges or obstacles. That's it. Ding, ding, ding. I just heard the, the little bell. Win, win, chicken dinner. Yeah, you wanted something and you got it. Aries, here's what I'm going to say about that. We are the first sign of the zodiac. When I say we put on God's army, we're like the front line. We are the ones busting through the door first. We have no fear, right? No fear, Aries. We are definitely take action now. Think about the consequences later, right? That is Aries. If you have Aries sun, moon, or rising, you know what I'm talking about, right? So yeah, it's very possible that you wanted something, manifested something, maybe didn't process it through, didn't think it through, something. But here's what I'm going to say about that. Guys, there's no such thing as a mistake. No such thing. There are only delays. That's it. So your soul has a path, a journey that it's planned on taking down here in this lifetime to learn specific lessons, to experience specific experiences in this lifetime, right? When we stray off the path, I like to say I have what I call shiny object syndrome. And it's like I'm on my path and I'm doing well and I'm sticking to my spiritual practices and I'm learning what I'm supposed to learn. And then all of a sudden I see something shiny over here and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta go look at that. And now I've strayed. I've strayed off the path. I've derailed, right? Is that a mistake? Did I cause a mistake in my life? Some people may say yes, right? I say no, no such thing. There's something down that path that I needed to learn. It made me smarter. It made me wiser, braver, all those things, right? And then I'm gonna come back into alignment because that's what spirit does for us, right? One way or another, whether it's tower moments or out of my own choosing, I come back into alignment and I bring all of that energy that I've gained in that delay with me. And now, as I get further down my path, I'm smarter, wiser, braver, all those things. You see what I mean? So, is it possible, Aries, that you asked for something, you got it, it's making life a little bit harder? Absolutely. Absolutely. Is it something that is going to cause you to, I don't know, uh, like, is it a mistake? No, absolutely not. Right? All right, so something that can help you with that thing that's challenging for you right now, the thing that you wanted that's challenging for you right now, Aries, it's going to be the happiness card. The immense delight can be found in the smallest of things. Cultivate fluttering moments of joy. Before the past 2 days, when the Schumann decided it was going to go crazy, I was in this weird overflow of gratitude. Like, I mean, I would just see something or smell something and I would just be like, oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, Universe. Thank you, God. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? Because I was just be so happy about whatever it was. That is how you're going to get through the challenging times, right? Remember all the things that you're grateful for. Page of Pentacles is here. Page of Pentacles is something small. It could be a new offer, but I just heard that thing. This too shall pass, that type of energy. Let's look at the Union card. We have Knight of Swords here. Knight of Swords could be a clue card for a breakup, but here lately, the Knight of Swords has been more about rushing to tell someone something, to communicate something, to find clarity and understanding. And I feel like I just explained to Aries how you tap into twin flame energy for power and how you tap into the collective energy for force. So the Knight of Swords, perfect card, right? Ace of Swords is on the bottom. Again, new communication, new clarity, new understanding. All right. The Soul's Journey by James Van Praagh. Guidance for Aries, April 20th through April 26th. Judgment comes out. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Big confirmation there. Guilt comes out. I release any beliefs that no longer assist in my soul's growth. That's that energy of I made a mistake, right? And abundance is here. I'm a limitless being and I can manifest whatever I desire in the physical reality. That's what's going to happen here, Aries. All right, let's pull Moonology to close it out. I like to use the Moonology at the end, Aries. It helps with thoughts and emotions. I do feel like this is an emotional week for you. I don't think you're necessarily overthinking. I think that you're just trying to find some type of clarity, maybe trying to remove some type of blockage. All right, you and your loved ones are safe. It's new moon in Cancer. I'm glad to see that. Emotions are running high. Big confirmation there. Super moon. There it is right here. What do you need to release? It's the waning moon. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Aries. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up really quickly and then we will move on to Leo. Not too bad for Aries. Not too bad. Sometimes I get nervous with these. I'm not allowed to come out here and be like, oh, everything's going to be great. You're going to win $1 million. Money's coming your way. The man of your dreams is falling in your lap. You don't even have to go look for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not allowed to do that stuff. So when we got to come out here and do like real tarot readings, it's like, man, I get nervous. All right, Leo. Leo, Mars just moves into Leo. Thank goodness. Mars in Cancer, not very happy. Mars in Leo, much happier. But definitely that energy where I was just talking to Aries, definitely that energy of taking action first and then thinking about the consequences later. That's definitely Mars in Leo as well. So pretty interesting. All right, 3444 because I seen it for Leo. I'm loving the fours. All right, so this is for the week of April 20th through April 26th, Leo. Several cosmic influences this week. Let's see what the main energy for Leo is. April 20th through the 26th. Clarity. I heard Taurus new moon. That actually comes in on the 27th. So there might be something with that, Leo. Banish the fog of illusion. Open your eyes to the truth, and remember the perfection of who you are. All right, Leo, let's see. You're trying to find some clarity. Let's see what you're trying to get clarity in. Challenge or obstacle for Leo. We have energy. It's giving me solar plexus. This is where we hold personal power. Let's get lesson learned to help you with challenge or obstacle. We have the faith card. For some of you Leos, this could have something to do with so I don't normally talk health stuff, guys. If you're feeling sick, go to the doctor. But there's a Leo out there that could be dealing with some medical health type of energy is what I'm getting. The faith card comes out for how to help you with your challenge or obstacle, Leo. All right, let's look at outcome for Leo. 20th through the 26th, we have the Dreamer card. Your dreams have chosen you. Find fulfillment in pursuing your destiny. This is the magic of life. Creation is on the bottom. These are hard too because I don't know, like I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an issue. Like I talk to spirit every day. I have direct communication. I don't get all the answers like spirit. I don't have the lottery numbers, okay, Um but oh, I don't know how to say this. My faith is so strong that I don't really have any type of medical things. I've definitely been working on healing physically, mentally, and spiritually. And I've done that through my faith. No, like, doctors, surgeries. I've tried to do most of everything without any type of medication. I was never like for the meds, right? I am herbal friendly. That definitely helps me a lot. Um, but I don't know, like I don't have to deal with a lot of um things anymore like I used to. I used to have a lot of like physical ailments that I don't struggle with anymore. But somebody out there is struggling with something it's medical, and their faith could be feeling challenged at this time. So remember I said that I read all of these for myself, right? So Leo is my second house. Second house is assets, the things you own, your house, your car, your money, your savings, these types of things, right? Um, I'm currently experiencing a blockage in that area of my life. Interesting enough, I'm having to deal with something from my past that has to do with finances without having like tell everybody what's happening, right? um and so it's like being brought up to the surface and I'm having to like face it and fight it and deal with it. And I do feel my faith is so strong that I do feel like it's gonna be an easy win for me. I'm not like nervous about it or anything like that. But I do feel that it's going to remove a part of the blockage that I'm dealing with when it comes to my assets and my finances. And I do feel that it's going to allow me to go after what it is that I want, right? Which is about, um, a growing PLR, right? So I find that pretty interesting coming out. But again, there's going to be a Leo out there that this is a medical situation and you're struggling with your faith. I feel like this week you're going to get some type of clarity. And I think your faith is what's going to help you push through to be able to continue going after what it is that you want, which seems to be, with the Dreamer card, some type of fulfillment, some type of destiny. All right, let's look at the clarity card. We have the Hanged Man. It's Pisces energy. It's definitely this energy of needing to get out of your head. You could be overthinking something or over worried about something. Did you guys see me shuffle? Did you see the cards? I love the live tarot. Guess what Five of Pentacles means? I'll give you one guess. So you literally see the medical situation. You see the person with the bum leg and the crutches on the Five of Pentacles. You see the elderly lady. She's got no shoes. She definitely looks sick. You always see the church windows in Five of Pentacles. And the point of the card is it's okay to ask for help. If you're scared, it's okay to pray. It's okay. Like, there's no need to have this energy like, I don't need anyone. I don't need anything. I can do everything on my own. Not true. Not true. Like, it's okay to ask for help. Interesting enough, my second house assets, like, I'm having to get a lawyer. I'm really having to ask for help, right? Again, it's not a big deal, and I don't think it's like going to be anything I can't handle. But it's like, that bothered me for a minute. Like, I kind of procrastinated on it because I was like, man, I gotta call somebody. I'm gonna have to pay somebody. I'm gonna have to do this thing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I definitely like pushed it off, and now I'm having to deal with it again. So pretty interesting that it's being, brought to the surface. And the funny part is that again, my faith has grown so strong that I have no like worries about it as I did like previously, right? All right, so with the Faith card, we have Six of Wands coming out. Six of Wands is a victory. It's notoriety. Someone could notice, someone could step in, something like that is what I'm hearing. And that could just be you and Spirit together, working together, right, Leo? The Dreamer card, we have the Fool. There's you being able to remove that blockage, whether it's your health, whether it's a financial blockage, whatever it is. You're able to heal it, move it, and then start that new path, start that new journey, the Fool card. I love when Spirit gives me like the perfect cards to confirm the message that I relayed, I heard from Spirit, right? All right, so let's pull some guidance. The Hanged Man, Pisces energy, the Fool, Aries. So Leo, you could be dealing with some Pisces or an Aries. You could look on your chart and that could give you some more information. Guidance for Leo, April 20th through the 26th. The Courage card is here. Don't be scared. That faith is strong. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. Big confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Envy. I am the same as everybody, but with different challenges. Big confirmations there as well. The Death card. I'm learning that endings are merely beginnings, and that's literally what's happening. You're removing an old stagnant blockage, and you're taking on a new beginning. All right, Moonology to close it out for Leo. It's very possible you're overthinking. You see how that Hanged Man came out right away? You see that energy in his headspace lit up. So definitely this energy of and stuck in the head. Nothing is yet set in stone, right? It can be changed. It can be worked with, right? We have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon, and I love it. Believe in the impossible. Guys, this is my absolute favorite card. It is the blue moon. All right, Leo, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if the readings are pulling at your heartstrings, please tap that like button for me. YouTube has definitely been getting on to me about engagement. So let's make sure that we are letting YouTube know that they are helpful, right? They do pull at your heartstrings. All right, Sagittarius is next, and that's going to wrap up our fire signs. Guys, I'm going to use a different oracle for all the elements. So when we go to the water signs, I'm going to use a different one than we did for the fire signs. William, 3130, hello. He says just dropping in to say hello. Diana says, that's how I feel about tower moments. A challenge for a new beginning. Absolutely. That is so perfect, Diana. William 3130. This is going, it's 45 minutes in. We're on the third one. So I feel like by the time you get home, I'm still gonna be here. I know, right? I knew when we had to talk about the Schumann and Mercury and Aries that it was going to be a lengthier one than normal. I mean, I feel like these are lengthy anyway. All 12 signs, right? Hopefully not too long. I have cut them in two before. So like, I don't know, if we get to like 3 hours or something crazy, I might have to do a part two, right? All right, almost ready for Sagittarius. Oh, he was on his last break. I hope he remembers my strawberry parfait. I am hooked on the strawberry parfait. All right, let's timestamp. Let's do 4717 for Sagittarius. This is April 20th through the 26th. I'm going to start out with magical times, and I'm going to start out with your energy of the week. We have the awareness card coming out. Pay attention to the subtleties. Look with new eyes. There are signs and omens everywhere. Metamorphosis. Trust the process and be patient. Becoming cannot be rushed. Change is beautiful. That's in your challenge or obstacle. So you're going through some change. Nobody likes change, right? Let's see what lesson learned is. We have expectation. Be open for whatever comes next. It might just be the music that your heart's been waiting to hear. And friendship is here. There has been something weird happening with Sagittarius here lately. It's like something is changing, right? Something's changing, something's growing. I've been feeling like it has something to do with the twin flame vibe, especially if you have like counterpart energy. Something about that could be changing. And I just want to mention this for some of you Sagittarius is out there because you could be experiencing this as well. Guys, Sagittarius is my moon sign. I have Neptune and Sagittarius. And my moon in Sagittarius. Remember, your moon are your emotions. Neptune is the ruler of the 12th house. Normally, it's Pisces energy. It's about spirituality. It's the mysteries of our soul's journey that we're trying to solve, right? So, what I've been picking up for Sagittarius is that you're going through some type of spiritual metamorphosis. For me, um, if you remember when I very first came out with PLR, it was very counterpart energy focused, right? We talked a lot about twin flames. We talked a lot about masculine energy and feminine energy. If you have a counterpart energy, we talked about why we feel um, that energy so strongly, even when we're in separation. And then I got into a relationship, right? And then I got into a whole relationship with like a whole other person. And when that happened, I definitely went through a period of metamorphosis. It was a period of change, of transformation. I've always said that I believe we only have one twin flame. I don't call my newest relationship my twin flame, right? That's not the case at all. It's much better, I think. But a twin flame is something that causes an awakening, right? I believe the relationship that I'm in now is something more of a soulmate relationship. I think it's actually more than soulmate, and it's like there's another label out there. I just haven't found the right word or the right label. But here's what I'm trying to get to, Sagittarius. Sometimes when we go through these types of changes and transformations through life, we sense that essence. You remember that essence, that energy, we sense it in other people, in other places, in different times. So I feel like I'm talking to a Sagittarius who's becoming more aware of their spiritual awakening, becoming more aware of why they had the awakening, and becoming more aware that it was always, always, always about the purpose and not the person, right? The outcome is the friendship card. Be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let the others go. All right, let's clarify a little with some Rider Waite. Let's see what the tarot has to say for Sagittarius. Let's see if we can get some confirmation. Awareness, pay attention, look with new eyes. Says there are signs and omens everywhere. Knight of Wands comes out. Knight of Wands is this energy about getting excited. Like, get excited. Go after something passionately, right? And the passion energy right now is high. We talked about it a little bit at the beginning, right? Mercury in Aries, Venus in Pisces. And Venus is in Pisces, guys, at the critical 29 degree. I just want to make sure. I feel like we're not talking about that enough. So Venus is raising all kinds of ruckus up there as it moves into Aries at 0 degrees. So that's, very powerful energy. It's very passionate energy. Metamorphosis, trust the process. I feel like you're going through some type of change. The Seven of Cups is here. So you may not be able to see like what the outcome of the change is going to be just yet. That's what I think is your challenge or obstacle. Expectation is lesson learned. So in other words, make it what you want. Manifest it and create it what you want. Temperance is here. Sagittarius, that's your energy. But this is your healing journey. This is the enlightenment path that you're on. You're going to bring balance in your life by creating what it is that you want. And then friendship, I believe, is what you're looking for. And look at that. The Lovers comes out with the biggest confirmation I have seen in several tarot readings. The Lovers is Gemini energy, of course. So look on your chart. Where is Gemini for you? It could give you a big hint. And of course, you could be dealing with a Gemini as well. But most likely, this is that twin flame card, right? So the Lovers is my clue card for the twin flame journey. But let's talk about what the meaning of the Lovers is. The Lovers meaning says you choose you. You choose you. And I think that's where a lot of people, there's so many misconceptions with this card. We want to make it some fairy tale about the two naked people that you see on the card, but it's actually nothing to do with that. Nothing whatsoever. The point of the card when it was created back in the whenever, right, is going to be that you choose you. You choose to heal and love yourself so that you can come into union whole, right? With the friendship card, remember it said, "Be with the ones that make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let the others go." Don't hold up your life waiting for someone else to wake up. Biggest mistake on this journey. All right. Self-esteem. I possess the gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Absolutely. And peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Absolutely. All right, Sagittarius. I don't think it's releasing negative energy. You're just releasing what no longer serves you. You have new options now. All right. Moonology. This is going to help you close out with your thoughts and emotions. We have expect powerful change. We have new moon eclipse. Hold your vision. It's the fixed moon. And it's time to take action. New moon in Aries. All right, Leo. I mean, Sagittarius. I'm going to leave that there. I hope it was helpful, guys. If it was, tap that like button for me. I am going to clean up, and I'll be right back. I'm going to do water signs next. I'm going to use angel inspiration for the water signs. The Emperor keeps trying to come out. Water signs could be dealing with a fire sign. All right, let me grab a drink of water and we'll start with Cancer. Cancer is my rising sign. And the yawn just came. Doesn't mean you're tired. How many of you guys channel? Remember how many? I feel like Diana and Sandra may remember. Do you remember when Miss L came in and told us that when we yawn or our eyes get watery, that it was like a sign that our body's making like physical signs where we're opening ourselves up to spirit? I always thought, before she told me that, I always thought that I was tired. That I was getting tired right before the live. I was like, how is it that I'm always getting sleepy, like right before we have to hit the button? Literally, that's what I thought until she told me that. And then I started paying attention and I started noticing, oh my gosh, she was so right. And before like a big message is fixing to come out, like I will yawn. I will have the biggest yawns and my eyes will water, just like I'm getting sleepy. Like it's time for me to go to sleep or something, right? So weird. Oh my gosh, Jenna says I have Moon, Mercury, and Mars in Cancer. I love that. All right, I'll stop talking. I'll get to it. Ooh, I just missed the 5828. Let's do 5833. All right, Cancer. This is for April 20th through April 26th. And I'm starting out with Angel Inspiration. I'm going to look at your energy of the week. If I can get my cards situated. All right, April 20th through the 26th. For Cancer, we have Speak from the Heart coming out. Some throat chakra, right? I feel like I was having some throat chakra issues at the beginning. Silence your thoughts is here. Speak from the heart. Silence your thoughts. Challenge or obstacle. Lesson learned is the love card. It is number 33. 33 is going to be my favorite number, which automatically makes it my favorite card in any oracle. This is about unconditional love. And we do have the hope card coming out. What I'm finding interesting is that and the three main cards for the main part of the spread, the women look very similar. Speak from your heart. Energy of the week gives a more masculine energy. So here's what I'm getting, Cancer. I believe the speak from the heart is someone who's coming towards you. Especially if you are like, if you resonate more with like divine feminine energy, it's very possible you're having divine masculine energy. This could be heart chakra activation for your counterpart energy. This could also be communication, telepathy through the heart space with counterpart energy. And for some of you Cancers, this could be physical communication where this energy comes and speaks from the heart. In your challenges or obstacles, I think the silence your thoughts is you're overthinking something, worried. You could even be sensing that this conversation is about to happen. Unconditional love is what's going to help you with the challenge or obstacle. And I do believe that the whole conversation that is speaking from the heart does bring hope for the future. Pretty easy. Seek enlightenment was on the bottom. Shuffling, I broke it up at the star. So there's that bright hope for the future, right? The star, Aquarius energy. That is a meaning, bright hope for your future. I just seen Six of Cups. Six of Cups could talk about a reunion, someone from your past. Could have something to do with children. All right, Cancer, speak from your heart, number 25. So the numbers are sticking out to me for Cancer: 25, 10, 33, 35. I don't know if those are your lottery numbers or not, Cancer, but I'd go ahead and write those down. All right, speak from the heart. We have Six of Pentacles. It's about helping someone. Someone could come and say that you helped them in some way. That's kind of the energy that I'm picking up. And I mean, if it's you, Cancer, and you need to tell someone that they helped you, I mean, that of course, right? I'm just not sensing that. I feel like these energies is pretty significant, Cancer, that they're all female, they're all women, and then this one is a very strong masculine energy. Even in the card, 3 masculines. I'm just saying it's very masculine energy. I feel like this masculine energy comes into your environment. Again, I'm most likely talking to a divine feminine energy, and I feel like this person is speaking from their heart. I do feel like you're over worrying about whatever this conversation is about. That's why we have silence your thoughts. And your challenges or obstacle. Ace of Pentacles is here. You could be scared that there isn't hope for the future, right? I think that's why it's in your challenges or obstacle. Ace of Pentacles is like a new offer, a new beginning. It's in your challenges or obstacles. Silence your thoughts because you feel like there's not going to be an offer or there's not going to be a new beginning. But again, the hope card as your outcome says that's not the case. 33 is the love card. It does talk about unconditional love. That is how you're going to deal with this conversation. We have 5 of swords here. That's a woo, that's throwing me off. Okay, so that's why challenge or obstacle is here. Lesson learned is here to help you with that challenge or obstacle. Okay, Cancer. The 5 of Swords talks about disagreements. It talks about arguments. It does say that you win an argument, but it says that you win an argument at a high cost. Here's what I'm going to say, Cancer. There's a lot of, we talked about it, Mercury and Aries, right? There's a lot of Aries energy that's happening right now. Our words, the way we communicate, being triggered, sparked into action, could cause some disagreements and could cause some arguments. You want to make sure that you're coming at everything with unconditional love. Now, you did have silence your thoughts as your challenge or obstacle, so you're over worried about this new offer, this new beginning. So the Five of Swords could also be negative thoughts, negative thinking. But I think it's more about a conversation that you're having with someone. And I think you may be frustrated with that person, Cancer. And I think it's going to be very important that, man, if you all knew the spankings that I'm getting right now. But I think it's going to be really important that you choose your words cautiously. You want to, of course, get your point across. You want to speak from the heart and speak your truth, of course, but you don't want to find yourself in a like a screaming match, right? All right, so 35, hope for the future, because you do come at the situation with unconditional love. You stop overthinking whatever the issue is. And look, the star comes back out. You guys see me shuffle. I put the cards out here so everyone can see them. The star, Aquarius energy. Cancer, you could be dealing with an Aquarius. But again, I think this is all about new hope for your future. I think you're going to have a conversation. Look at the Scorpio energy just flies out. But I think you're going to have a conversation, Cancer, that's going to clear up something from your past and allow you a new beginning. All right, I'm going to stick with the soul's journey for guidance for Cancer. We have the health card coming out. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. We have the patience card. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And last one, here it is, the trust card. I accept that my inner voice will always guide me correctly. Absolutely. All right, Cancer, Moonology to close it out. This is going to help you with your thoughts and your emotions. Work through your fears. It's new moon in Scorpio. And I've seen that Scorpio energy. Cancer, you could be dealing with a Scorpio. Surrender to the divine. It's the full moon. And last one for Cancer, communication is key. New moon and Gemini. All right, I'm going to leave that right there. Cancer, I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up and we're going to move on to Scorpio. Sherry said, dang, Cancer, I'm getting spanked too. Same. Mine is my mouth. Like, I cannot. Man, I will pop off. Psh, watch out. I had somebody tell me once that I can cut people with my words. I believe that 100%. I don't know. I don't feel like we're doing too bad now. We're already getting to Scorpio, and we're only at an hour and 8 minutes. It's not too bad. We may push through and just get them all done. Spirit don't let me call out much. Remember last summer when I tried to work full time, and I was having to do these readings from my car? Yeah, there was no getting out of it. Alright, I think I've sufficiently cleared my throat. Let's do 109.29 for Scorpio. Scorpio, this is going to be for the week of April 20th through April 26th. And I'm going to start out with the angel inspiration. Let's see what energy of the week is for Scorpio. Again, April 20th through the 26th. Ooh. We almost played 52 card pickup. Embrace change number 29. What did we timestamp? What did we timestamp? 109.29. I love it. Thank you, Spirit. What's at critical 29 right now? Venus. Venus is at critical 29 degrees, moving from the house of Pisces to the house of Aries. Scorpio. Embrace change. You're experiencing change in everything because Venus controls everything. It's love and money. So you could be experiencing change in relationships. You could be experiencing change in your job, in your career, in your finances. Critical degree means it's challenging. It's not coming easy. You're having to work for something. You're having to fight for something. You're having to push through something. All right, lesson, challenge or obstacle. We have the Be Strong card. Lesson learned. We have, greet the dawn. Interesting, Scorpio. Be accommodating comes out. Yeah. I'm ready. Here's some Scorpio spankings. Archangel Raguel's on the bottom. Scorpio, who are you fighting with? Who are you fighting with? And if you're fighting with Twin Flame, bless your little heart. Bless your little heart. Get ready. Get ready. All right. Okay, so here's what I'm getting. Okay, fine. All right, first, let's explain Archangel Raguel. He's the police. This is the police archangel for when the angels are fighting with each other. So if you're a Scorpio and you're fighting or arguing or not sending unconditional love, there definitely could be some, you know, consequences to our actions, right? Okay. I think that you're going through some type of change that's challenging. You're having to fight for something. You're having to push through like different phases of something. The challenge or obstacle is you could feel like how strong do you have to be, or why do you always have to be strong? Or you could feel like you don't know if you can be strong enough to keep pushing through whatever it is. Here's how you're going to do it. Ready? It's the greet the dawn and be accommodating card. You're not going to like it. So if you're sleeping in, if you're staying up late, if you're just being lazy in the morning, if you're not getting up, washing your face, brushing your teeth, eating your breakfast, doing your spiritual practices, and I'm talking greet the dawn early morning, okay? Then you're wasting time. The way Spirit's been I've been slapped with this greet the dawn card. I was just telling the mods this morning, in my own personal readings for days now. And it is going to be because I got off my schedule, you know what I mean? And anytime you're sleeping in to 8, 9, 10 o'clock, you may think, oh, well, that's still morning, Rosa. I'm sure, Scorpio, but you've wasted that many hours of your day. They're gone. You're not going to get them back. If you feel like you're having a challenging time being strong as you're going through these changes, get your butt up early. Get your butt up early and start focusing on those spiritual practices that you know bring you healing. Start implementing them into your everyday life. Ground yourself in those practices, Scorpio. Look at me giving spankings out nicely. All right, let's see what it's all about. What change are you going through? Embrace change was your energy of the week for Scorpio. Teamwork, partnership, working with someone. I got that, Scorpio. Like there's friction. You're fighting with someone. That's why we seen Archangel Ragul. And all I'm going to tell you is you can get mad. You can be mad all you want. It ain't helping nobody and it ain't hurting anybody but you. So just stop. Just stop. Everybody has to work together. We all have to respect one another. We all have purpose. We all have our own journey that we're supposed to be on, right? The change could be that you're being called together to do something, right? Especially since we talked about all of the energies that the planet is experiencing at this time, it wouldn't be like unreasonable to think that if you're having this type of spiritual awakening, spirit is calling you to be in union at this time, so that you can transmute the heavy energies that we're going through, right? In case you guys don't know that, if you're having this type of spiritual awakening, that's what we do. That's what we do. That's what we're doing. And the funny part is you're doing it whether you understand what it is you're doing or not, and you're doing it whether you are awake or not, which is, I think, absolutely beautiful. God is like the smartest, right? All right, be strong is your challenge, your obstacle, Eight of Swords. Whatever you're having to be strong in is some type of self-restriction that you could be breaking yourself free from. I'm kind of sensing that energy. You're breaking yourself free from it by being more self-disciplined, right, Scorpio? Yes, yes, absolutely. Four of Cups comes out. Four of Cups is paying attention to something. So normally the card is about not paying attention to something, but this is now in your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. So it's like now you notice, oh, I have all the ingredients. I have everything I need to manifest what I want. If you're wondering, I don't. If you're like Rosa, I don't have all the ingredients. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to manifest this. Spirit said, get up, have conversations with him in the morning. Get up. Be accommodating. That's your outcome. Eight of Wands. Be accommodating. Things change quickly. It's easy cheesy. Eight of Pentacles is on the bottom. Work, focus, dedication. Scorpio, dedication. All right. Guidance, the soul's journey for Scorpio. Humor. I choose to focus on the lighter side of life. Love, I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. And there it is, forgiveness. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. All right, let's pull Moonology for Scorpio, who could be harboring some resentment. Don't shoot the messenger. I just read the cards. All right, step out of your comfort zone, Scorpio. It's the North Node. Look at your North Node on your chart. It could give you a sign right now. We have the answers you need are coming. It's full moon and Gemini, and nothing will come of the situation. Void, of course, moon, Scorpio. There could definitely be some overthinking. But I think this is, there's some resentment. There's definitely some resentment, Scorpio. You didn't get your way about something. Something didn't go your way. And that's just going to cause that void energy, that stagnant energy. You're going to have to let something go so that you can allow the energy to flow again. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra is on the bottom. All right, Scorpio, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. I'm going to clean up, guys, and we're going to go to Pisces next. Sandra says, me, myself, and I. How was it, Sandra? Did it feel like I was talking to you? Scorpio is my fifth house. On my birth chart, it's my fifth house. It's creativity. And I can say that I've definitely have had some frustrations in that area. And Jenna, listening to my son play the ukulele. I love it. All right, almost ready for Pisces. I'm just going to check on everybody really quickly. All right. I do, Diana. Friday will be uploaded video. Uploaded video. I am. No, we're getting ready to do earth signs. You haven't missed it, Vanessa. You came back just in time. I'm wrapping up the water signs with Pisces right now. So my new schedule at work is Friday and Saturday. I am the new activities director. I have a fancy little name. Which just means that I get to do all the fun stuff on the weekends with the kiddos. I get to do all the activities. I got to create the activities, choose which activities we were going to do. I got to create the calendar for the season. I got to create my supply list and then ask my boss to order all of it. It was super fun, right? So I'm really excited for this season. I'm not working full time this year. Totally not going to make the same mistake I did last time, right? I'm just doing the weekend, so just Friday and Saturday. So that does impact the new schedule of Monday, Wednesday, Friday, which I have to keep. I can't change it. It has to stay Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So what I've decided to do is Monday will be Love and Astrology, where I offer free and paid mini readings, and we talk about the astrology for the week. Wednesday, all 12 signs, like we're doing right now, of course. And then Friday, I'm going to upload a video for the weekend. I do plan on posting it at the same time, which is 8 p.m. Coincidentally, that's also when I will be getting off work. So I'm hoping that as long as I don't have to stay late, I should be able to hang out in the chat with you guys. And I've been able to do that a couple of times before in the past, and I really enjoyed it because I feel like I can, conversate with you guys as we're watching the video. So that could be what we're doing Friday. I mean, that is what we're doing Friday. All right, so let's do Pisces 122. Let's wait for it and make it an even 123. Pisces, this is for April 20th through April 26th. And I'm starting out with the Angel Inspiration Oracle. Let's get energy of the week for Pisces. April 20th through the 26th. Ooh, Pisces, we have the Be Tolerant. It's number 11. It's giving strong twin flame energy. Be Tolerant is where you feel like you're not rooted in your foundation. You feel like you're being tested one after another. You feel like you're about to get knocked over, right? And the whole point of the card, you see her standing next to that tree, is about understanding, one, that you're deeply rooted in your soul's journey. You can't be knocked off the path. It's impossible. Two, Um, there could be something with the tree as well. There's been a lesson that I've been getting, a message. It's a lot more than just going out into nature. It's a lot more than spirit telling me, Rosa, go touch a tree. The trees are connected, guys. The root system is connected underneath the earth, right? And there's like, here's an example. My brother-in-law was telling me a couple months back this really interesting fact that I didn't know about trees. So when the trees are like in a group, right? If one tree is lacking some nutrient, it can actually get it from another tree through the root system. Like, I didn't know that. It was so cool, right? But there's also something about that when we go out and we're actually physically touching the tree, right? We're not only just grounding ourselves and calming ourselves down and all that, yada yada stuff, great, but we're actually downloading information. We're actually getting things from that root system. You see what I'm saying? Just like the tree does when we take that physical action. So Pisces, if you feel like you're being tested, if you feel like you're about to get knocked over, if you feel like you're not sturdy, you're not rooted in your soul's journey, go outside, literally touch a tree, spend some time out in nature. And I'm also getting that message of, I heard that song today. Um, it's the Losing Control song, Teddy Swims, where he talks about not able to see the forest through the trees. All right, what's the challenge or obstacle with this energy? We have withdraw, like you just want to hide. All right, let's look at lesson learned to help you. We have courage and outcome. We have seek within. Sometimes this gives me an energy of a portal. This is giving me a timing, Pisces. Seek enlightenment on the bottom. All right, Pisces. I'm just gonna spit it out. And I know some people are gonna be like, "How do you know that, Rosa?" Because God told me. That's how. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. All right, here we go. Ready? You're having spiritual awakening, coming out of dark night of the soul. You could be experiencing this thing where when you start to come out of dark night of the soul, when your faith isn't strong enough, you could get triggered by something, and it feels like you're being pulled back down into dark night of the soul. Like if dark night of the soul was this big deep pool of emotion, right? Then you start to dig your way out as you heal. And then Pisces, something happens and you feel like somebody just yanks your leg and pulls you right back down. That's the energy I'm getting here with the Be Tolerant card, the withdrawal card, in your challenge or obstacle. It's like you want to get away from whatever that energy is that's doing that to you, and you just want to hide. You're definitely having to dig deep. This is inner courage. You're having to like pull from like deep within. But I think the biggest help that I can give you here is I'm getting a time. I'm getting an outcome. I saw the seek within. um, I got the portal. I started to think, what portal is coming up? Guys, portals happen, energy portals happen all the time. You can put your energy and focus on a specific portal, and you can access that energy. For example, the 8-8 portal. It's a really famous portal. We all talk about it all the time. Everybody knows about it. It's almost as big as the 11-11 portal. But the 8-8 portal is what they call the Lion's Gate portal. And that is about spiritual soul alignment. It's also a time of whenever we remember earlier, I was talking in one of the readings, and I say, like, there's not a mistake. You can't make a mistake. You can veer off your path, and then we have we have alignment. Sometimes that's force alignment, and sometimes it's we willingly go back into alignment. The 8-8 portal is one of those times every single year where if you strayed off your spiritual path, you will come back into alignment. Um, and then what I mean by that is you come back to where you're supposed to be on your soul's path so that you can proceed forward, so that you can fulfill and follow your purpose, right? So right now, you probably feel like you're not able to follow your purpose. Right now, you probably feel like nothing's being fulfilled. Right now, you feel tested and pushed, and it's like you just want to go hide somewhere. And the only message that Spirit is giving you is be strong, be courageous. And I know that sometimes it seems like it's not enough. So I'm hoping that by giving you this date, by letting you know that there is some portal, that some energetic portal that you're going to use, that you're going to step into, that could give you some relief, or even some peace. And I want to give you even more confirmation that it is the 8-8 portal, because it's number 17. It's number 17. 1 and 7 is 8. 10 of Wands on the bottom. Exhaustion. It's also it's being able to put your burdens down. All right, Pisces, let's pull some tarot. And let's get some confirmation. Be tolerant. Number 11, the Hermit, Dark Night of the Soul. Big confirmation right there, right? The Withdraw card, 5 of Wands. Things are challenging right now, and you want to pull away. It's easier for you to pull away. And here's what I want to say, Pisces. Spirit's not going to tell you to give away your peace. If pulling away and withdrawing brings you peace at this time, then that's what you need to do. And I can be confident in telling you that because you have the 5 of Wands, and the 5 of Wands says you're experiencing challenges. But here's what I know. It's not the 5 of Swords, Pisces. The 5 of Wands says that you are experiencing challenges, but you've trained for this. You've practiced for this. You are prepared for what it is that you're going through. If it was 5 of Swords, that'd be a whole different situation. The Courage card says that's what's going to help you with this challenge or obstacle. 3 of Swords is here. 3 of Swords is giving me some type of broken hearted, healing from a broken heart, wanting to heal your broken heart. It's like Spirit is giving you inspiration, trying to get you motivated towards something, and then seek within. Ace of Wands, this is your fate. This is your destiny. Something's going to happen. I know it seems so far out, but I'm definitely getting strong 8-8 portal. All right. The soul's journey for guidance for Pisces with this situation. The Hermit, only major arcana. So that is Virgo energy, Pisces. I would look on your chart. Where is Virgo for you? What house does that rule? That could also give you a clue. And of course, you could be dealing with a Virgo. Relationships is here. I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. Doubt is here. I release the need to know all the answers. And last one is gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. And then Moonology, I'll pull for thoughts and emotions. Bring love into the situation. It's new moon in Aquarius. The end of a tough cycle approaches. It's coming. It's coming, Pisces. Full moon in Capricorn. And look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. Conclusions are within reach, are on the bottom. All right, I'm going to leave that right there, Pisces. I hope that was helpful. Guys, that's your water signs. I'm going to clean up really quickly, and we'll move on to the earth signs. I think it's interesting to be hearing a car out on my road. The road is flooded. Like the road is, well, it's not flooded anymore. I guess the water has went down. But when the flooding went down, we've seen that the road was washed away. So like you can't go out. Um, and there's like a blocked road sign, at the end of the road. So it's like I get frustrated when I hear all the cars. Like, what are they doing? All right, I think I'm gonna do power of love activation. Oh yeah, for the earth signs. All right, well, let's timestamp Taurus, and let's do 136.30 for Taurus. This is gonna be April 20th through April 26th. And I'm going to start energy of the week. Power of love, activation, trust comes out. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. Challenge your obstacle, purpose. You possess the determination and dedication to consciously demonstrate love. Lesson learned, spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. Present. You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in your current situation. Freedom is on the bottom. You're releasing any self-imposed restrictions or perceived limitations through the loving energy of openness. All right, here's what I'm getting, Taurus. I feel like this has something to do with love, relationship. You're having to trust. You're having to have faith that um, something will work out in your favor. I feel like a purpose is in your challenge or obstacle. I mean, some of you Tauruses could be struggling to figure out your purpose, definitely, but that's not really what I'm getting here. I think it's more about the determination and dedication to demonstrate love. So again, it has something to do with a relationship, being able to talk to someone you love, being able to tell someone you love, being able to be with someone you love. I don't know, something like this. Energy, what you know that can help you with that challenge or obstacle is spontaneity. So getting out of any type of restriction where you're telling yourself you have to wait for something, you can't do something, something's not meant to be yours, something like that needs to go away. I think there's something about like being worried about the past. Maybe there was a past situation with this person, and maybe you're anxious about something that could happen in the future. I know that that's the case because the present card is the outcome. So it means that you move through this energy and then you get into the present moment, right? You live in the moment and are able to bring forth the energy of love in the current circumstances. So your current situation, whatever the situation is with this person that you love clearly, but are having to trust that this will work out in your favor. All right, let's pull a little tarot for Taurus. And let's look at the trust card, see if we can get some confirmation. Six of Cups, reunion, someone from your past. The purpose card, again, I think it's more about dedication and consciously demonstrating love. Ace of Cups, overflow of emotion, big confirmation for Taurus. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands is about doing something the same way over and over and expecting a different result. Spontaneity, I think, is you're going to do something a different way. Do it a different way. Be spontaneous and do it a different way. Stop worrying about what happened in the past. Stop worrying about what's going to come in the future. Stay in the present moment. That's how you're going to do this. That's how you're going to be able to bring forth that energy into the current circumstances you're dealing with. And the Seven of Wands comes out. Seven of Wands is like that energy that I'm talking about, I think, is you fighting for something, trying to protect something. Seven of Wands also speaks on having healthy boundaries and enforcing those healthy boundaries. Pisces, the Hanged Man, is on the bottom. Don't overthink something. Don't overthink something. This is definitely the time of action, Taurus. All right, here is some guidance. The Soul's Journey by James Van Praagh. Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. You could be struggling with a little pride, and that's why you're wanting to do something the same way. Empathy. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. Amen. That's it right there. And acceptance. I'm learning to accept the things that I cannot change. That's it too, right, Taurus? Denial is on the bottom. All right, let's pull Moonology to close it out for Taurus. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. We have don't let your past hold you back. Have mercy. Thank you, Spirit. It's the South Node. A personal issue reaches resolution. It's full moon in Cancer. Last one, the energy is gaining momentum. It's the waxing moon. All right, Taurus, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. Guys, make sure you tap that like button for me if the readings pull at your heartstrings. All right, Virgo. Ooh, let's wait for it. 142.42. This is going to be for April 20th through April 26th. And I am using Power of Love activation. Energy of the week comes out right away. Detachment. Virgo is my North Node. That's when I'm reading for Virgo. That's what I'm looking at. North Node is where I'm headed. It's my purpose, the direction in life Spirit intends for me to take, right? You are releasing old patterns and ideas that no longer serve your highest ideals of love. Big confirmation there. All right, challenge or obstacle is actually letting it go. The release card comes out. It says you have the ability to give over unwanted energies to the loving forces of the universe. And then lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, we have vision. No matter what, you see a bigger picture of a loving, just universe. And then outcome, we have compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. I'm getting in so much trouble for being mean when I get mad. God bless all the Americas. Transformation is on the bottom. That's what's happening. Spirit's showing it to me so that I can stop doing it, right? You use the power of love to move through illusion and shift into awareness. It's super easy. Virgo, you are um, being triggered, and you are um, uh, you're acknowledging those triggers, and you are learning how to respond instead of react. All right, detachment, releasing any old patterns. King of Wands. King of Wands speaks about confidence. Um, I think it's more about the tone. King of Wands has a little bit of a tone. King of Wands is someone who can sometimes get overly confident in themselves, right? All right, releasing is the challenge or obstacle, which means you have this thing that you do and you're having to let it go. And you're most likely seeing it come to the surface each time you're being triggered so that you can release it, heal it, and move forward, right? Nine of Pentacles is telling me that you're doing this on your own. You're doing this for yourself. You're not doing this for anyone else but yourself. The Vision card is your lesson learned to help you with a challenge or obstacle. Stay dedicated. Stay focused to your spiritual practices. That's how you're going to overcome that challenge or obstacle. Compassion is the outcome. So you will demonstrate language of the heart by actively sharing and living love, literally. And Five of Wands comes out to tell you that it's not going to be easy. Not going to be easy. Five of Cups was on the bottom. It is about alchemy. Alchemy. All right. Guidance for Virgo. Five of Wands is training. You've trained for it. You've prepared for it. You're ready. The Service card comes out. I feel good when I can help others. Freedom comes out. I possess the power and the free will to create my own happiness. Last one is the Change card. Definitely going through some transformation here. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. All right, Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Conclusions are within reach. Full moon, eclipse. Balance, spirituality, and practicality. That's going to be it right there. Full moon in Pisces. A new start is coming. It's the new moon. All right, Virgo, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. I'm going to clean up and we're going to move on to Capricorn. Almost finished with the earth signs already, and then we have air signs left. I think we're going to make it tonight. We're not turning out too bad, right? We only got a few spankings so far. All right, Capricorn. Let's do 148.28. All right, Capricorn, this is for April 20th through April 26th. And I am using Power of Love activation. I'm going to start with your energy of the week. We have responsibility coming out. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love you express. Oh, my Capricorn is in so much trouble. I'm going to read that one more time. Responsibility. You are aware of the power of your thoughts and the amount of love that you express. Are you ready? Here's the spankings before we pull any more cards, Capricorn. You're going through something challenging, and because you don't know how to handle that challenging situation, um, due to the negative thinking, you are not, you are struggling to express your love. And it is your responsibility to heal yourself so that you don't do those things. Guys, Capricorn is my 7th house, relationships. All right. Challenge or obstacle, we have priorities. You understand the paramount importance of manifesting love in all situations. And lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, you have virtue. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes and encourage others to grow. And the outcome for Capricorn, satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. On the bottom, cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person has experience and value. Man, that is straight up about as direct as it can get. All right, here we go. Responsibility. It's your responsibility to heal. 10 of Swords flips over on its own. Completion to a painful life cycle. It's your responsibility, nobody else's. No one around you can make you happy. No one around you can help close out painful periods in your life. Only you can make these changes, Capricorn. The challenge or obstacle is that you're going through something that's difficult, challenging, or painful, but is it your priority? Is it your priority to heal that situation? 10 of Cups is here. It could be affecting your home situation, happy home, happy family, but it's actually impacting your happiness most because 10 of Cups is also emotional contentment. All right, the virtue is going to be your acknowledgement, loving spiritual attributes that encourage others to grow. This is your lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle. Ace of Pentacles says start over, start over. Here's the message that I'm getting, Capricorn. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you get knocked down as long as you pick yourself back up. It doesn't matter how many times you have to start over as long as you don't quit, right? You're always winning. It's always a victory. It's always a success as long as you don't quit. The moment you quit, it's failed. You can't, that's it. There's nothing else you can do. But as long as you keep going, as long as you keep getting back up, you are succeeding, right? So you let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so that others no longer define who you are. Page of Cups is here. It is very possible that an I'm sorry is needed, and I'm sorry could be offered to you. Maybe you need to apologize to someone. I do see the fish in the cup, which does represent a slippery situation. You do want to take caution at this time. The Justice card is on the bottom. It does say that you will need to fight for justice. You will need to bring balance to a situation. It does say a great injustice has been done. But it does say that the scales will balance out. All right. Peace in your relationship. The Justice card. All right, Capricorn, here is some guidance Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Grief. I understand that losing something is an opportunity to appreciate it. And success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Beautiful. All right. Moonology to close it out for Capricorn. It's going to help with your thoughts and emotions. You are good enough. It's full moon in Virgo. Don't let pride get in your way. It's full moon in Leo. And have faith in your dreams. It's the waxing crescent moon. All right, Capricorn, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that was helpful. That's going to be the earth signs, guys. So I'm going to clean up really quickly. We'll move on to the air signs. We're going to use the Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn for the air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. All right, let's do 156.30 for Gemini. Gemini, this is for April 20th through April 26th. And I am going to start out with the Sacred Traveler. I'm looking at your energy of the week. First light, beginning a new cycle. Challenge or obstacle, navigating by the stars, follow your bliss. Lesson learned to help you with the challenge or obstacle, rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life. And outcome for Gemini, discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. There's a whole bunch coming in with that card. I hope Spirit reminds me when we get there. Embracing enthusiasm, shout to the heavens with happiness is on the bottom. It's so interesting. Okay, Gemini, you're doing something new, beginning a new cycle. Navigating by the stars means that you could be nervous or anxious. You're not sure if you're going to do it well, or if you know how you're doing it, or if you know the way to go, something like that. Rainbow blessings. Blessings are showering your life is your lesson learned to help you with this. And what stuck out to me was the archway. A lot of time when I see like a doorway or an archway, it's like something's blocking the doorway. I actually feel that your lesson learned was you removed whatever was blocking your doorway, Gemini. That's how you were able to go to start this new cycle. But what I feel like there's something here. I'm not sure. I'm not placing it right. Something. But the card you stand in the light of truth. Whatever it is you're doing, there's a group of people, and you're showing people a different way of doing something. So they're all used to doing it this way. I don't know. Maybe you're older, wiser, braver, smarter, who knows? But you see how he is going this way, and the other two people are pointing back towards the town. The meaning of the card is that there's this young man and he's trying to find his way. And the old man is like, hey, you need to go back over here because this is where you're supposed to be. And this guy's like, you know what? I've already been back that way. I'm going my own way. I'm going a different way. I'm doing something new. And that's what tells me that whatever it is you're doing, and again, I feel like you're around a group of people, and it's like you're showing them a different way of doing something. You stand in the light of truth. All right, beginning a new cycle. We have Queen of Pentacles coming out. This is about learning to become your own resource. A lot of times this comes out when this is about you taking control of your finances. Queen of Pentacles. All right, follow your bliss, navigating by the stars. I feel like it's something you wanted to do, but you're not sure if you can do it. Something like that. Spirit says, hell yeah, you can. The Chariot comes out. Spirit doesn't say hell. I take that back. Spirit says, yes, you can. Spirit doesn't cuss, y'all. That's just us. But anyway, the Chariot is um it's a victory. It's like the win is already yours. It's like the Chariot, the meaning of the Chariot is like, hurry up and go faster because you've already won. Like your name is already up in the lights. You just got to get there so you can see it, type of thing. So if like you're scared or you think like you can't do something or you're not gonna be able to do it, you've already done it. It's already yours, right? Rainbow blessings. Make sure you're not letting anything block your doorway, even if it's like your own fear or your own like hesitancy to do something. I feel like you've actually already removed it, and that's how come you're doing all of this. Ace of Wands comes out. New passionate action, but it's fate. It's destined. It was meant to happen. Discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Nine of Wands. Nine of Wands. The big confirmation here because I said you're doing it different. You're showing people a different way of doing something. Nine of Wands is that card that you're doing something for a very long time. Okay, so when you're doing something over and over and over and expecting a different result, right? So Nine of Wands, it's like you've stopped doing that. You've stopped doing this thing that the old people kept saying and telling us to do over and over and over and was never getting us any results, right? You've went a different route and now you're going to show other people how to go that different route, right? Temperance is on the bottom. Sagittarius energy. It could be about something as moving slow, but I think it's more about your spiritual healing, your spiritual journey. All right, Gemini. Guidance. I dropped it. Failure. Don't be afraid to fail. The win is already yours. The Chariot is a victory. All right. It says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Purpose. Wow. I know that what I'm here to do, big confirmation, honesty. I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. And look, you stand in the light of truth. Wow. Gemini. All right. Moonology to close it out. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Your dreams need a practical plan. Full moon in Taurus. A lot of Taurus energy. And a time for healing. A Bosmic moon, which we've seen with Temperance on the bottom. All right. I'm going to leave that right there. Hope that was helpful. All right, Libra is next. Libra is my 4th house, roots. I can't believe I made it through the whole 2 hours and didn't have to go to the restroom. I forgot to go when I started the live. And I'm definitely at that age where, you know, we don't hold it like we used to. All right, Libra is 20404 because I seen it. So the fours are going to be significant if I can get my pen to work. All right, Libra, this is April 20th through April 26th. There's something about the fours that are sticking out to me. All right, let's see what comes out. I am using the Sacred Destiny. Wrong. Sacred Traveler. Same creator, right? Denise Lynn. So I'm asking your higher self, Libra, what is your energy of the week? We have transformation, a fresh new way of living emerges. Libra, this is strong Scorpio energy coming out there. You see that Phoenix rising. Phoenix rising is Scorpio energy all day, every day. So Libra, you could be dealing with a Scorpio, right? Unless you're like Sandra, who is our resident Scorpio with Libra moon. How interesting, right? But a fresh new way of living emerges is going to be your energy of the week. Cleansing waters, purification activates vibrant life force is the challenge or obstacle. So you're purifying something, which means something is being brought to that surface. All right, lesson learned to help you with challenge or obstacle. We have grounding. We talked all about this, Libra, at the very beginning of the live. So I gave some grounding examples that you could do to help with this energy. Go deep and explore your roots. Remember, I just got done saying that Libra is my fourth house. Roots. How interesting, right? Solitude comes out. In silence, peace prevails. On the bottom, choosing your path. All is possible. All right, Libra, let's pull some tarot. Katie Tucker. I'm a Scorpio and my husband is a Libra. I love it. All right, here we go. We got 7 of Wands coming out. This is a leveling up. A leveling up. 8 of Wands on the bottom. It's happening quickly. 7 of Swords can sometimes talk about energy of deceit, but I'm not really picking that up with the transformation Phoenix rising. I think that this is about a leveling up energy. A lot of times when we see 7 of Swords and it has something to do with leveling up, it's quick ascension, and it's where um, we don't need to tell everybody what we're doing to level up, right? There's something about that. Like, we don't need to announce it to anybody. There's actually a really specific story with the 7 of Swords, and I'll go ahead. I got time, right? Hi, Erica. But the 7 of Swords tells this story about, you always see he's got these swords in his hands, right? And it talks about how he stole the swords, right? And everybody's like, oh, that's so bad. He stole the swords. Not really. Let me tell you why. So there's 2 camps, right? There's one camp here where this man's at, and then there's another camp next to them, and that camp next to them is planning on coming over and killing them with their swords. So what this guy does is he waited till they went to sleep, and then he snuck over there and he took their swords while they were asleep so they couldn't hurt him when they got up. You see what I'm saying? So it's not about like being deceitful in a way that you're trying to hurt someone. It has something to do with some type of leveling up. And I think it has to do with the cleansing water. Something is coming up to the surface. Something is coming up to be purified. You don't have to discuss everything to everyone. You can go through some type of healing and purification on your own, right? The moon is here. The moon talks about illusions, fear. It's like something that needs to be purified. I don't think it's necessarily fearful. It's just causing an overflow of emotion. And again, we talked about that at the beginning of the live. Grounding is what's going to help you with that overflow of emotion. The Tower is here. This is about triggers as well. Okay, maybe somebody lied. So if Libra, if somebody did lie or someone was deceptive in some way, what's happening is you're seeing how that triggers you. You're seeing how you react to those triggers. You're seeing the overflow of emotion, and you're making different changes, right? Because solitude, in silence, peace prevails. I promise you, these readings are about me, guys. And these are my readings, my purpose, my awakening, my journey. Remember, I talked all about this at the very beginning, Libra. The reason these readings help other people is because we're in this collective together, right? And I talked about these tower moments. I talked about the triggering. I talked about how we react to those triggering. I talked about Mercury and Aries. I talked about how my mouth is spitfire energy, and I really got to watch it at times. So be silent. In silence, peace prevails as the outcome, Libra. Complete understatement. Complete understatement, right? Five of Wands says, again, it's challenging, it's hard, but you've trained for this. You're ready for this. You see those triggers ahead of time. You're not going to react the same way, right? All right, here's some guidance for Libra. Could be experiencing some emotional tower moments. Fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love. Worry. I am learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. And I'm getting more of that, Libra, than anything else. Not necessarily someone lied or someone's keeping something. Nothing of that. It's more of this anxious worrying of something. Adversity. I accept the challenges are the best way to learn. That's that tower card. That's those triggers. Grounding is going to be key at this time. Growth is on the bottom. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. You do. And that's why your challenge or obstacle is that cleansing water. That's why those emotions are being brought back to the surface. All right. It's time to release negativity. Full moon in Scorpio. That could be what's happening here as well. Confidence is your key to success. New moon in Leo. Adjustments are required. It's the third quarter moon. All right, Libra, I'm going to leave that right there. Hope that reading was helpful. All right, one last time, guys. I'm going to clean up. We have Aquarius left. Friday night. I'm hoping to be in the chat with you guys as we watch the collective reading for the weekend. I have not recorded it yet, guys. I have not recorded it, so most likely that will either come tomorrow on my birthday or Friday morning. Very possible it could be Friday morning. I think people think that like I read whenever I want to, and that is actually not the case. I read when spirit tells me to. And that's how that works. I love it. Katie Tucker. All right, here we go. Last one. Aquarius. We made it through all 12. I'm so proud of myself. Thank you, Katie. Here we go. Ooh, 2, 12, 22. All those twos. Aquarius. I love it. All right, this is for April 20th through April 26th. So the twos are definitely sticking out for Aquarius. I mean, twos can be a lot of things. Twos can be partnership. It could be relationship. It could have something to do with a premonition. It could be a chance meeting. It could also talk about a time out as well. All right, let's see what comes out for Aquarius with all of those twos. Vast vistas, expand your horizons, thinking outside of the box. Challenge your obstacle, reaching your destination. Your light is shining brightly. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty is going to be lesson learned to help you with challenge your obstacle. And breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand, is going to be the outcome. I'm sensing a lot of astrology. The astrology is what's going to help you through this week. I think you're trying to do something different. You could be trying to go somewhere. Maybe you're trying to get there a different way, but it's definitely like think outside the box. Don't do it the same way that everybody else would do it. Something like that. Again, it's about going somewhere. In all these pictures, I'm seeing the path, the path, the path. And here it says you're reaching your destination, but it's in your challenge or obstacle. So it's like you're on this path, but you're not able to reach your destination. You're going to be able to do that, wondrous universe, by using the energy of the astrology. I talked about the astrology at the beginning of the video, Aquarius. So if you need that information, go back to the very beginning, right? Breaking trail shows you starting that path, which means you come out of that box, which means you come up with a new idea. You're able to break through the path, right? Great adventure, take a risk, venture forward. More confirmation on the bottom. All right, let's pull a little tarot and see what this is all about for Aquarius. Aw, thank you, Katie. Yes, guys, my birthday is tomorrow. I'm actually working. I have several one-on-one appointments with you guys, some private readings, some twin flame coaching. I'm still working on Tiona's birth chart. I have all the information gathered. I need to do the recording tomorrow. Yeah, so I actually won't be celebrating my birthday till this weekend. Still in the office. Still in the office tomorrow. All right, Aquarius, let's look at vast vistas. Expand your horizons. Knight of Swords, go and move quickly. Go towards it quickly. Seek what it is that you want quickly. All right, reaching your destination. We have that Seven of Swords again. You could be feeling like you're being held back. Like you're not sure which route to take. Wondrous universe, walk in beauty. Nine of Wands. Be firm in something, stand your ground in something. That's what I'm hearing. Let's go touch on that. I gotta go pull up that astrology just real quick. The Mars in Leo. Yeah. Okay, so Mars in Leo. Mars is your action energy, and Leo. Mars was just left Cancer, which was like anger management. Really, is what it was like, and now it's moving into Leo, but it's going forcefully because it's so ready to get out of Cancer, right? So it's going really quickly and very forcefully. Breaking trail, a breakthrough is at hand. You're gonna use that Leo push energy to break through something that's been holding you back or keeping you stuck, keeping you in the dark, keeping you like you can't reach your destination, right? Breaking trail, Eight of Pentacles comes out. Work, dedication, stay focused, keep doing what you're doing. You're almost there. The Eight of Pentacles is literally the card that says you're almost there. Remember, the goal is 10 of Pentacles. Temperance is on the bottom. It does tell me that something has taken a long time to come in, Aquarius, and could have something to do with healing. All right. I'm going to pull some guidance for Aquarius for this situation. Happiness. I'm aware that being happy means that I'm on the right path. Perseverance. That's it. Nine of Wands is perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. And last one, denial. I acknowledge my fear, but I replace it with insight and awareness. Surrender is on the bottom. I can release my need to control. All right, Aquarius, let's pull Moonology. This is going to help with your thoughts and emotions. I do think you could be overthinking something. Luck is on your side. New moon in Sagittarius. A win-win outcome is forecast. Full moon in Libra. And last one, a time to give rather than take. It's new moon in Virgo. And I lied. Last one, fiery climax approaches. Full moon in Aries. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave that right there. I hope that reading was helpful. Guys, if the reading's pulled at your heartstrings tonight, please tap that like button for me. Like, share, comment, subscribe, join, follow, all those very good things on all our platforms. I do appreciate all the moderator ladies who came in and helped me keep the timestamps. Thank you, ladies, very, very much. I hope to see everyone Friday night. Friday night, we're going to look at the weekend for the collective. I'm hoping to be able to join you in the chat so we can conversate. Yeah, hope to see everybody then. 4:18 at 8 p.m. Central Time. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, ladies. I appreciate all of you very, very much. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love and light on your journeys. Have a good night.